Hello everyone, SlayerCoon here. So yeah, we're gonna be playing some more Yosh. Some more Yosh. Stream's looking pretty dead. That could change though. It's always bound to change. Last stream peaked at 23 viewers. So who knows? Anyways, let's get this set up. Alright, there we go. Yes. So yeah, let's continue off where we left. World 3. Now, one thing I like about the world screen menu, like, as you progress through the game, the world screen menu music, like, changes and there's extra instruments added on top of it. I always thought that was cool as a kid. Hopefully this stream isn't as laggy as the last one. That monkey just committed suicide. I can just imagine, like, one of those 2007 angry gamer kind of people being like, "Oh, the monkey just committed suicide. This is a kid's game, right? What were they thinking?" Some of y'all are too young to remember the days when everyone wanted to be like the AVGN. Anyone here know about the irate gamer? I swear, the fact I even know who he is makes me feel old. Aw, crap. But yeah, but like before there were like Leafy clones, there were like AVGN clones. Like Irate Gamer. Can't remember the other ones. The Irate Gamer is the most infamous one. But it's been years since he was last relevant, so anyone who's still angry at him needs to get a life. Oh, there was Game Dude. I forgot about him. Aw, it's a little toad. A little froggy. You might have missed it, but it was there. What's my favorite part of Earthbound? Haven't really played much of Earthbound before. I once tried to get into it like 3 years ago, but it just didn't stick with me like it did other gamers. Oh, crap. Elecman has no idea who Game Dude is. Yeah, well, I'm old school, alright? I actually didn't start regularly using YouTube until like 2011 or so, but still. I remember, like, the dying days of classic YouTube. I remember it was very cool to hate on people like the Irate Gamer, but nowadays, like, he really isn't even that bad. Even his old stuff is still better than anything that Nostalgia Critic has made, in my opinion. And there's that frog again. RPGs are very hard to get into. Yeah, I agree with that. I never really liked RPG games. Role-playing games, not rocket-propelled grenade games. In case anyone was actually confused by that and didn't know what I meant. Oh, and I die again. Have I ever been demonetized before? No, I was never monetized from the beginning. I don't make a cent off of YouTube. Oh my god, I have nothing to kill this fucking piranha plant with. Never mind. Oh my god, I fucking hate this level. There's my first game over. Did I watch Thomas the Tank Engine as a kid? Yeah, a little bit. I haven't watched it in years because I'm way too old to be watching that. Yeah, I remember seeing this Thomas the Tank Engine fan who's like, I don't know, in their 40s or something. It was some dude from Australia, and his channel is like really weird. I think his channel's name is like The New Storyteller, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I did a video on them a long time ago, but it's lost now. That should deal with them. Oh, bollocks. Oh my god. Ah. Huh. Well, this awful level is over with. That was painful. The Chuck E. Cheese anime? Huh? Alright. One extra life. At least that's something. Chonky Cheez-It. Chonkers. Oh. What is with this Thomas the Tank Engine is an anime thing? I thought the joke of, like, non-anime things being anime died years ago. Like Cory in the House. That was painfully unfunny. You remember when Cory in the House was the big meme. But now, like, Cory in the House memes are completely unfunny because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the actors on that show was like a rapist or a pedophile or something. Then again, I could just be giving into false information. Well, geez, I suck at this game. God. And since I'm sucking at this game so hard, I might as well bring this up. Have you ever noticed how the SNES era is, like, genuinely much easier than the NES era? Like, games became easier, like, during the SNES era. A lot of NES games were virtually impossible. Unfair. Again, I haven't really played a lot of NES games. It's been years since I played an original Nintendo. But this is just something I wanted to say, is that, like, gaming became easier in the 90s, like the mid-90s, not because of filthy casuals, but because it had to be hard because they were... most of them were very short. You can't fit much on an NES cartridge, so they had to artificially extend the games by making them hard as balls. And that's why I just think, in general, the SNES era, objectively better than the NES era. Now, obviously, not every NES game is hard. There are some games on the NES that are actually pretty easy, but most of them were noticeably harder than what you'd see on the SNES. Have I ever played Super Type R or Jurassic Park on SNES? No, but I did own a Jurassic Park game on the Game Boy when I was younger. I think it was like the SNES game, but it was just like a downport downported version. Yep, I suck. I still suck at this game. Is it wrong to say that Yoshi's Island is a little bit difficult? Because I remember this being harder than when I first played it. I don't know why. Maybe I've just gotten objectively worse at video games. Chat in here is still talking about Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, I don't understand why. That is so irrelevant. Oh, here's something that's interesting about the SNES and the NES. Like, you notice how that there are instruments going in and out whenever certain noises start playing? That's something I just find interesting about early gaming, is that the music literally just kind of shits itself if there's too much going on in the audio department. Like, when I leave this segment, like, the instruments start kicking back in. That's something I always found interesting. I never really noticed it until later on. But now, as I'm older and wiser, I know that's because you can only have so much going on in the audio channels and these old consoles. But that was pretty much phased out with the PS1. That never really happened, with it being CD-based. And yes, Bracket Neutron, if I'm not mistaken, I think, like, the NES only had 5 audio channels. So it's amazing what, like, composers can make on these old consoles. Because some of the best video game soundtracks come from the NES and SNES era. And it was all done on really limited technology. They had to work within limitations. And it's funny, nowadays, you have unlimited resources, and yet most games opt to have boring as fuck orchestral soundtracks. Which is why, like, whenever games like Doom Eternal, you know, Doom 2016, Metal Gear Rising, and all that have guitar in their soundtracks, it always sticks out more, because nowadays, most games are just opting for the most boring-ass, bland shit. I cannot stand most orchestral soundtracks. Now, this isn't me, like, arguing that technology is ruining music, because if anything, capitalism's ruining music in all facets, but, I guess it's just these corporations saying, yeah, let's go for an orchestral soundtrack, because we have a bunch of money we can spend on a symphony. And no offense to the people who make those soundtracks, I mean, I'm sure they're very talented, but they're not using their full potential. And what I'd love to see personally is more, like, metal music in video games. Then again, I'm biased. I love metal, so anytime there's metal in a video game, I usually cream my pants a little bit. That's a weird thing to say, but, I don't know, Bracket Neutron, like, it's weird. And the chat is still on about Thomas the Tank Engine, obviously. This is why I haven't really been responding to the chat as much, because it really isn't... I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that kind of stuff. Skip, 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 skip. I don't care about this. I just want to get my baby back. Technically, it's not my baby. Someone else gave birth to this. Or maybe it was delivered by God by a stork. That's what I believed when I was a wee little lad. Some bird just delivered me to my parents. But truth is, that's not how I was conceived. You used to like pop music? There's nothing wrong with that. I used to like, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had like shitty taste in music before, but there's some music I used to like that I'm not really fond of nowadays. And I never really realized how crappy most pop music is, or at least nowadays, until I got into metal. That's a common thing amongst metalheads. They aren't very fond of pop music. Schmeeble says she likes gorillas. I like gorillas. Don't listen to them that often, but I genuinely like their stuff. And I'm going in the completely wrong way. Ah, crap. Ooh, and all of a sudden it's nighttime. Hmm. I remember once seeing this review on Yoshi's Island like a couple years ago. It was by some dude who didn't really like this game that much. I mean, that's their opinion and all, but I didn't really understand why they hate it. But there is one thing that I will say about this game that I can understand people not liking, and that's, Mario's crying. Like, if you had, like, $1 for every time Mario cries in this game, you could probably pay off your student loans. Oh, come on. Why the fuck is it lagging? But yeah, like, aside from Mario crying, I don't understand how anyone could not like this. Oh, God, it's like swimming through fucking molasses, I swear to God. Reminder, everyone, my computer is actually fairly decent and can run early 8th gen games without many problems, but it can't run this game. That kind of baffles me. Then again, it only really seems to do that at certain locations. Like if a lot's on screen. Ah! I hate this part of the game. I hate it so fucking much. Well, okay, this is guaranteed to be the worst part of my Yoshi's Island stream just because of the fucking lag. Just look at this atrocity, man. How am I supposed to react when everything is running at slow motion? Oh. Trust me, if you think this is painful to watch, you don't know how painful it is to actually play with this lag. It should cease soon. Like, right now. Oh, man. What a relief. You know, I'd hate to live in the Mario universe because everything you touch hurts you. Like, you go to give your friend a hug, and then you take damage. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't give hugs in this universe. Everything you touch hurts you. You go to pet your dog, and you touch it, and then you collapse on the floor dead. That's what I imagine the Mario universe is like. Ah, it's that damn crab. And it's a crab with a beard? Okay. You know what's funny? Aside from this, which I would consider to be a Mario spin-off, I haven't played a single Mario game in like 2 or 3 years. I am not joking about that. The last Mario game I've played was New Super Mario Bros. On DS. Which is a very funny title because New Super Mario Bros. Is now old. It's like 14 years old. Just had to ring my 2 cents in there. Ah, I know what to do now. Yes! This could be any one of them. Corey in the house. So I don't know if you guys watched last night's stream, but towards the end of the stream I played Super Bubble Pop, which is that one game I've talked shit about many times before. You aren't gonna believe this, but I actually have kind of revised my opinion on that game. Because I actually sat down and played it properly, and it wasn't as bad as I once thought it was. I'd still say it's a bad game, but not like the shittiest game I've ever played. Not anymore, at least. Ah! The entire chat is just anime memes. It's getting old, guys. I politely ask you to say something different. I'm not trying to control my audience here, but hearing the same memes over and over again does get annoying. And it kind of does distract from the game itself. And what I'm trying to say. Egg. Huh. Ah, I forgot about the power-ups. Or... all it really does is give you extra time whenever Mario gets hit. Egg. And speaking of eggs... what's funny is I haven't eaten straight up eggs in like 19 years. The last time I ate just straight up eggs or anything like that was when I was 3. I stopped eating eggs because one night I ate scrambled eggs, like for dinner. Yeah, I know, eating scrambled eggs for dinner, how weird, but I got food poisoning from that and threw up all over the place and have not eaten eggs ever since. I'll eat things with eggs as like a mild ingredient. Like people use eggs to make cakes and whatnot. But I will not eat straight up eggs because of that. So it's kind of one of those foods that I just hate. But if there's one food item I fucking hate with all of my heart, it's mayonnaise. And I don't even know why, because I've never eaten mayonnaise before, but I hate mayonnaise. I don't want anything with mayo on it. I refuse to eat anything with mayonnaise in it. And if I did end up eating something with mayo in it and then learn that it had mayo in it, I'd probably vomit my guts up. It is one of those things I just avoid at all costs. Well, mayo's not a food, really, but it's a condiment. I mean, mayo's more of a food than it is an instrument. Let's be honest, but still, I mean, it's a food or a food additive. Super Mayo Brothers. I've never had Vienna sausages, Schmeeble, but yeah, I hear a lot of people fucking hate them. I work in a grocery store now, and like, I stock the shelves every day I'm at work, And they have Vienna sausages in cans at the store I work at. I don't know what they taste like, but I hear people fucking hate them. Basically, Vienna sausages are like little cheap sausages that come in a can. It's one of those cheap foods that people get, like, if they've had a really bad week and they can't afford to eat anything that's better. Because, like, Vienna sausages can cost upwards to, like, 99 cents. It's really cheap, and because of that, it's probably really shitty. Oh. First, there were bootleg Kirby's, now there's bootleg Pac-Man, I guess. It kind of looks like a bootleg Pac-Man if you squint your eyes. Oh, no. Pac-Man kind of looks like one of those cheese wheels. Like, if you cut a 1/8... if you cut 2/8 out of it, you get a Pac-Man. I've done that before, actually. Made a Pac-Man out of cheese. I don't really care about Has-Been Hotel either way or the other. It's one of those things I wish people would just shut up about. And yes, I'm pretty certain these little Pac-Men can kill you. Everything in the Mario universe kills you. God. Yeah, and these Pac-Men just come out of nowhere. Like, you saw that, and that just spawned on the ceiling. Apparently it can survive on spikes, but not me. I already answered. I have watched Has-Been Hotel. I just don't really care about talking about it. Ooh. Oh, we just got vored. Ah. So we gotta dodge stomach acid and eat these hecking chonkers. I never realized how weird this level was until now. Because this reminds me of, like, a... Oh, I don't want to say it. So does he, like, shit me out after this? Or does he puke me out? Oh, God. Come on. There we go. I think, since some people are bringing this up, like, some of the bad YouTubers episodes weren't privated. They, like, the one on, what was it? Troom got copyright striked. What was the other one? I can't remember. I remember the one on Troom was one of the last bad YouTubers episodes I did before I ended the series. But it's not available anymore because the channel itself is copyright sensitive. And if I want to re-upload that, I'd have to re-upload it in black and white and put a bunch of filters over the video, which would make it pretty much unwatchable. Man, imagine if they just made Mario's crying silent. I mean, that'd be unrealistic, but this is a Mario game, so who gives an F about realism? Have I tried appealing the claim? I think it's too late, because it's been like a... How long? It's been since January or so. Or whatever. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the one on Troom was the last one I made, but it got copyright claimed. I can't even tell where the hell I am. I'm going through the ring and it's not registering. Wait, I can't go down that hole. That seems a bit unfair. They might as well have a big sign saying, "Do not go down this hole or you will die." Huh. What if? Nope. I can't go back down there. That was close. Ah, yeah, I just realized. I thought that was just the edge of the screen at first or something. Like right here. I didn't even know you could go over that. My bad. Well, that was really stupid of me. Oh, God. Mother effing ass. Shut up. Yeah, the low resolutions of these older games can really be troublesome, because you can't see what's off-screen shooting at you. Then again, you could say that's just a problem with 2D side-scrollers in general. Huh, what does that do? And we're done. Yeah, I can imagine someone was introduced to Vor through this game, maybe. Yeah, but like, someone's talking about how my bad YouTubers is like content cop. Well, I don't have production values. iDubbbz has production values. And if I'm not mistaken, I think... Is that a blue... That's a blue porcupine. I thought that was a hedgehog at first. It reminds me of Sonic. Is that a secret jab at Sonic right here? I think it's a porcupine, though, but for some reason I'm reminded of Sonic when I see that little thing. Anyways, as I was saying, iDubbbz hasn't really made a content cop in, like, how long? And people have also compared me to Leafy, of all things, which is weird because I've never liked Leafy and I've never seen him as an inspiration. Oh, 2 years. It's been 2 years. Well, geez, that's still a pretty long time. 2 years is the amount of time that it's been since I've made my last... Actually, scratch that. It's been nearly 3 years since I last made a DeviantArt Disasters video. If any of y'all remember that series. I'm glad you're branching out instead of just doing the same repetitive content. Well, thanks, Schmeeble. That's kind of why I wanted to end Bad YouTubers, because it's kind of past its warranty or whatever. It just needed to come to an end, because I really just didn't have the heart to do those videos. I mean, I've been kind of keeping a bit of this spirit alive through my newer style of content. But the series is dead, and it will be dead for good. Huh. Aw, yeah. Epic coin collection. And lag. I fucking hate emulators sometime, because this is something I should not be seeing on my PC. Just... it's terrible. I can't even get that flower. Let's eat Sonic the Hedgehog. That reminds me how stupid the console wars of the early to mid 90s were. You know, Genesis versus Super Nintendo. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That's funny, because stuff like that would not slide nowadays. The big three gaming companies are practically in bed with each other. You know? They don't insult each other, like, ever. It's funny because there still are some neckbeard losers that think console wars are still worth fighting for. They aren't. Which makes, you know, console wars ever since about the PS1 N64 era just boring, because game companies were, from then on out, they stopped insulting each other, or at least did it less, and nowadays it's all good relationships. And does these fucking Sonics keep respawning? But yeah, I was not alive back during the Genesis versus Super Nintendo fiasco. I still had about, I don't know, 7 years to be born. I was born in 1998. But, man, it's weird because there were probably a bunch of kids, you know, that bullied each other for what console they owned. Actually, scratch that. That still happened upwards until the fucking 360 era. But yes, console wars, fucking stupid. Although I will give my 2 cents on the Super Nintendo Genesis battle. I wouldn't know which one's better, because I've never played the Genesis before. I played a bunch of Super Nintendo, but I never played Genesis even once. Where am I supposed to be going? I can give my opinion on which console from, you know, my era, from when I was born, is better. That would be, you know, the SNES, not the SNES, the N64 versus the PlayStation. That was the era I was born in. Although by the time I had gained my consciousness, the PS2 was already out, so I don't know. Can I just be real here? I think the N64 is not a very good console. I think the Nintendo 64 gets way too much hype around it, but it really isn't that great of a console. Like, it's objectively worse than the PS1 in my view. Especially when it comes to controller design, because the N64 controller fucking sucks. And I'm the only one who thinks that. Again, I'm not being biased when I say that the PS1 is better than the N64. It just is. Like, the N64 still used cartridges. The PS1 used CDs. What that led to was games on the N64 being just very cut down in comparison to their PS1 counterparts. That is, the ones that carried over across both consoles. I can barely fucking see these hedgehogs. One of those game designers that's laughing their ass off. And a lot of N64 games didn't even have voice acting because it was very hard to get voice acting onto those games in large quantities. It could not pull off FMV. So, basically, games such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which had these unlockable videos of skateboarding, like skateboarding videos, the N64 version of that game had none of that. And the songs on the soundtrack were cut down as well, and were also censored. And all of this shit just leads to me not really caring about the N64. Like, I might one day get an N64 emulator, but I have no interest in buying an N64. Because it just really doesn't hold up well in comparison to the PS1. I fucking hate this level. I really do. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm looking up a walkthrough because I'm fucking such a noob. See, it's been years since I played this game, so I've just lost my memory about where everything is. This happened on my last stream. So this isn't anything new. I just suck at gaming. What I need to do is get a key to unlock a door. Oh, wait a minute. Now I know what to do. Sorry about that. Apparently I have to go outside. Because there's somewhere outside, there's an entrance outside where I go past that ledge with a flower. Just wondering, have I been here before? There we go. Finally. Okay, what I mean, Riddick, is that the N64 as a console isn't good, but it has some good games. It's just, like, the console itself is objectively worse than the N64. And also, there's one thing about the N64 that is better than the PS1, and that's the fact that because the PS1 lasted longer than the N64 in terms of, like, discontinuation, because the N64 got discontinued in 2002, and the PS1 didn't get discontinued until, like, 2006, believe it or not. They were still making games for it until, like, the mid-2000s. And I was still playing it back then, because I didn't have a PS2. Y'all know about the story of my parents refusing to buy me a PS2 for whatever reason. Maybe they were just poor, but I get the feeling that it was because my dad spent a lot of money on beer and cigarettes. and therefore couldn't buy me a PS2, but I really wanted one. But anyways, as I was saying, the PS1 in its late years became kind of a dumping grounds for shovelware-ish type games. Nowhere near to the extent of the Wii, but still, there were some pretty cheapo, shitty games, like Super Bubble Pop and Austin Powers Pinball. The N64 never really got those kinds of games, and motherfucking... The N64 never really got those kinds of games because it died a bit prematurely in comparison to the PS1. Also, I think the PS1 was just easier to program for. Well, isn't this great? I'm gonna have to go all the way back because I lost the key. Fuck these blue hedgehogs. Just fuck the developers who came up with something that runs around so fast and is so goddamn small you can't even fucking see it. That is just... Ugh. But yeah, we're gonna have to go back again. Isn't it weird how it's only been like 3 years since I last played this game, or maybe 2 years, and yet I've managed to forget 50% of it. That's strange. But also, I must mention that in that time, since I last played this game, I've developed short-term memory loss. Or at least that's what I think, because I cannot remember shit nowadays. I mean, literally, I cannot remember shit. Sometimes I'll take a shit and forget to flush the toilet because my memory is so bad. So I should probably go see, like... I don't know. See a professional about that, because... it's one of the aspects of my mental health that has really been deteriorating over the past year. My ability to remember things. Yeah, sorry about the shit thing. I shouldn't have said that. You're right, Bullet Boris. That was TMI. But then again, I think that short-term memory loss could have been down to stress, because stress can cause memory loss, at least from what I've read. But anyways, as I was saying, I forgot these blue porcupine things were even a thing in this game. And they're really getting on my nerves because I can hardly see them because the sprites are so fucking small. Yes, I keep forgetting Chomp Rock. Ah! Old video game developers were dickheads, let's be real. But I think I'm almost done with this level. That was infuriating. Wii Sports is actually one of the best games ever. I don't agree with that, Riddick, but Wii Sports is actually pretty fun, you know? If you think Wii Sports is a bad game just because old people like it, you're an asshole. Wii Sports is fun. It's the game kids and grandparents can enjoy equally. Whoever designed Action 52 was a sadist. That's actually not what happened. Like, Action 52 was designed by people who were put through really tight time constraints, because like, the whole idea of Action 52 came from some douchebag, you know? But the people who actually developed it were just incompetent college students that had barely even programmed a video game before. You should really look into the history of Action 52, because it's interesting. The game was made in like 3 months, which even back then, in 1991, was a very short development cycle. That was not enough time to make a game. Which I'm certain is still a longer development cycle than Big Rigs had. But still. Action in 3 months and is one of the worst fucking things ever. And here's the thing about Action 52 is that technically I think the game was illegal because it was an unlicensed game. It was not licensed by Nintendo. And it came in these transparent cartridges. But I'm certain some stores sold them anyways. And also the game was just really expensive, so like, truth is that barely anyone bought Action 52. It's one of those games that became infamous thanks to the internet, really. Again, I didn't know what Action 52 was until I watched the AVGN. I think that might have been the first AVGN episode I ever watched, was the one on Action 52. One of his better episodes, in my opinion.
Oh, look! An arrow! Aren't these game designers wonderful?
I just wanted to do a Bubsy impression right there. Because I was all of a sudden reminded of that one... Level 1 in Bubsy 3D. Or maybe that arrow is just pointing to a GTA 5 clickbait video, who knows? Yes, my dog barking, I know. My dog's name is Maddie, by the way. She's a bit of a... She's kinda crazy. Not gonna lie. Ugh. We got 20 people on the stream again. That's great. Again, I don't really expect that many people to watch these streams. I don't know where these viewers keep coming from. But I am really glad for them. Oh god, what is that? Ooh, close one. I'm gonna start calling these troll flowers from here on out, because the first time, they kinda troll you the first time, you know? You think they're really just the regular flowers. And the bastard keeps fucking responding. Isn't that great? Just infinitely respawning troll flowers. Now there's a bridge, but we don't need that because it's the end of the level. Riddick says, I get the feeling I would only play Yoshi's Island for the soundtrack. Yeah, this game's got a good soundtrack and all, but I think gameplay-wise it's also pretty good. If you can get past a couple of frustrating elements, like microscopic blue hedgehogs, or porcupines, fuck if I know, and Mario's obnoxious crying. Ooh, that infamous crying. That's something the game could do without. I get that Mario's a baby in this game, but come on. Yeah, the soundtrack for this game is just legendary. You still here? Yep, he's still here. Oh god. There are birds in this sewer. Since when would there ever be birds in a sewer? Then again, why would there be flying fish? Flying piranha fish? Oh my. Oh, come on. Trying to get that flower, but screw it. Come on! I don't have any poop eggs to throw. Ah, now I see. Now I have some poop eggs to throw. I want Schmeeble. I'm sorry about that. And it regrows as well. I completely forgot about that as well. What? There we go. Yes, even the pollen hurts you. If Yoshi's allergic to pollen, then I think there's a lot of other things he's allergic to in this game. It's funny. These SNES games have more hardcore boss music than most games do nowadays. How sad is that? Ah, come on. Come on, give me some pollen to eat. Yes, you're not supposed to... Are you supposed to hit those little piranha plant heads? You need to hit the X. Ah. How did I not notice that? I'm a big stupid dum-dum. they made this nowadays, they would have put a, what's it called? A waypoint marker on the fucking... Actually, no, they wouldn't, because this is Nintendo, not Call of Duty, but other games would have put a waypoint marker or something on that to know, so you know exactly what to do. Old school games aren't so obvious, you know? Come on. Yeah, trying to hit that X is so fucking frustrating, man. Yet I'd probably say that this is the worst boss battle in the game just because of how much of a slog it can be. I mean, hey, at least the music's nice. There we go. Now I know how to do this. I can take on anything. Come on, give me some pollen. I want pollen in the air. There we go. That was close, but not quite. And we're done. Finally. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, older games, for as frustrating as they can be, there's a satisfaction in finding out what you have to do and then finally accomplishing it. Now, I don't have anything wrong with games being easy, you know? I'm not one of these people who thinks every game needs to be hard. But I will say, I like whenever a game is difficult, but at the same time fair. Because I wouldn't say that any of the difficulty in this game is truly unfair or as a result of bad game design, but you know, even still, there are some games that I would say are too hard because the game designers didn't know what they were doing. And oh yeah, finally, we're into World 4, and finally we see Goombas. I didn't even know this game had Goombas. I forgot about that. I mean, I know it has Koopa Troopas, but I forgot about the Goombas. And speaking of difficulty, can I just be honest here? I think Cuphead is kind of bullshit. Because it's kind of one of those games that sparked, like, this idea that games need to be overtly challenging. And there's also that one game that I'm not going to mention, because it's kind of become a cliche at this point. And fuck! I'm, of course, talking about Dark Souls, but I just don't care for Cuphead. In fact, I hear that game's final boss you cannot access unless you play it on the hardest difficulty. That's something I read on Twitter, so I might be wrong about that, but that seems like something that's kind of dumb. The game locks you out of its true ending unless you play it on the hardest difficulty. I'm sorry, but I think that's kind of bullshit. Ugh. Walkthroughs remove the satisfying things out of figuring something out. I agree with that, Bullet Boars, but sometimes they're just, you just need a walkthrough, because some games you don't feel like spending an hour just doing one thing, and you want to figure it out quickly. So I admit I do walkthroughs quite a bit. Someone out there is probably saying,
Ugh, SlayerCoon's a fake gamer because he uses walkthroughs. He's a filthy casual.
yeah, so what? There's just some games that are basically borderline impossible to beat unless you use a walkthrough. Especially older games, or just anything that's overly... what's the word I'm looking for? Overly... I forgot what I was trying to say. Just overly complicated kind of games. I shouldn't have gotten high. Damn it! I'm so used to eating things that I fucking keep touching. Shit, I can't speak English. It's like I'm actually high. Yes, Bracket Neutron. And there's one game as a kid that I played that I could never even make it past the first level because it was so complicated, and that was Tomb Raider 3. That game was really fucking... I still can't think of the word. Things were just not obvious in that game, and it was very hard to progress through the game. Ah! Fuck this lag. Yes, the puzzles in that game were very elaborate, basically. In general, the game was very elaborate. That's the word I'll use because I can't think of what I was trying to say. And again with the fucking fuzzies. Why do I keep doing that? God, even Yoshi looks like he's high. Like, look at his eyes. The developers knew what they were doing when they came up with this. They wanted to put drug references in a kid's game, and they got away with that. Drugs should be decriminalized. Weed should be completely legal. And if you disagree with that, you're an asshole. My God! This lag. This is like a fucking slideshow. I'm playing a goddamn PowerPoint presentation version of Yoshi's Island. And somehow, I am managing to survive by the skin of my teeth. If I make it past this section, someone buy me a beer. Actually, no, because I've given up on alcohol. Fuck alcohol. Someone get me some LSD. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Oh my God. That was abysmal. And anyways, if you're new to this Yoshi's Island stream, that is a result of my emulator. I have no idea why, but my emulator kind of acts up in intense moments like that. It's not my computer's fault, because my PC is rather powerful, but it's the emulation. Yeah, I used to drink a lot more when I was working in fast food still. I worked a terrible fast food job, and because of that, I kind of resorted to drinking just to ease the pain. But now that I'm in a better place and I work a much better job, I don't drink at all. Yeah, because alcohol is a waste of time and waste of money. And most alcoholic beverages taste like either piss or fucking cleaning products. Like, right now I'm in such a good position, I don't even drink the fruity drinks. The fruity drinks. Yeah, that's basically just any alcoholic beverage that tastes fruity. There are some people out there that will call you gay for drinking them, though. More coin. Coin, 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 coin. Coin, coin, coin. Coin, coin, coin. Also lag. Because of course. Bullet Boris asks, didn't I used to hate Mr. Enter? Actually, I still hate him because apparently he's anti-mask and thinks that healthcare isn't a right. So yeah, it's not just his opinions on animation that suck. He's just a terrible person in general. Make a review on Superman 64. That's been done to death. Superman 64, we get it. It's a pretty shitty game. What else can I say about Superman 64? It's one of those games that's so shitty that it's actually kind of boring to talk about because it's been done to death so much. Do I watch I Hate Everything? I haven't watched IHE in like a year or so. Believe it or not. But he was a big inspiration for my content when I first started watching him. Like his videos from 2015 and whatnot were just... They really spoke to me. I started watching him when I was like 17 or so I was pretty fucking angsty then. And his videos actually spoke to me in my hatred of everything. I know. What I'm saying is a bit cringe, but his videos kind of saved me in a dark time I was going through. Yeah, I kind of grew out of IHE because I'm more positive than I was as a teenager. And we're gonna die. Somehow that didn't hurt me. I can't eat these. Is there something I can hit up here? And here's some more enemies I forgot about. Balloons. Why would anyone eat bomb? I don't know. Maybe I just want to die a painful death as I explode into meaty chunks. What do I think of modern JonTron? I really haven't watched him in years. And no, it's not because of the Nazi bullshit he said years ago, although that is pretty bad. It's just that, you know, his modern content really doesn't interest me. I preferred when he talked about video games. Honestly, one of my favorite reviewers right now is Cat Icarus. Someone in the chat mentioned him. I think Cat Icarus is just great. A really good reviewer. And especially now, ever since quarantine, he's just pumping out, like, just the best content, you know? It's weird. Because I remember watching Cat Icarus when he first started making, like, YouTube videos in 2012. Oh, bollocks. Another reviewer that I like that's really underrated, and I talked about this in one of my videos, is TGX. Who I think has about the same amount of subscribers as me, but gets more views because my channel's fucking dead. Just look up TGX Game Reviews on YouTube, give him a sub, he's criminally underrated. Oh man, poor baby's gonna go to the dentist. And of course, I still watch the AVGN whenever he makes a new video, although he is a little bit past his prime, I will say. Remember when YouTube poops were a thing? They're technically still a thing, Schmeeble. It's just they're nowhere near as popular as they once were. And I'm someone who used to adore YouTube poops and actually even made them. They weren't very good, but I did make YouTube poops for a short period of time when I first started my channel. Like, when I was 14, 15, YouTube poops were pretty much most of what I watched. And I kept watching YouTube poop regularly up until, like, 2015, but ever since then, I've kind of just been in and out of it. But I have been watching a few YouTube poops recently, mostly old ones. Also, my best friend IRL, he's a pretty big YouTube poop fan. I like regular show Jeremy Legend. It's one of my favorite shows ever. I still watch it a ton, believe it or not. Hey, it's the Invincible dude. Ugh. I hate this bastard because you cannot kill him. It's like, is this dude God? Huh? How did I not hit that? There, we can kill him, huh? Well, I didn't know that. And they fucking respawn. Once I get done with this, I might end the stream. Maybe no. I'll try to make it to the end of World 4 if I can. I don't know if you'll mind staying up that late. Do I have a Nintendo Switch? Yeah, Grizzly, I do. I don't play it a lot right now at the moment. Maybe I could find a good game for it. Well, I just F'd that up. Oh, God. Oh, give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. 20 lives. I've never played Super Mario Odyssey. I should try that. You can eat the lava? Huh. There is so much about this game I've forgotten. Your boy SlayerCoon has fucking Alzheimer's and can't remember jack shit. Woe is me. There we go. Ooh, it's the lava frog. Or whatever that is. Do I use a controller or a keyboard for an emulation? I use the controller. Using a keyboard for this would be way too fucking hard to get used to. Just emulated games in general are hard to play on a keyboard. I remember when I first downloaded my PS1 emulator about 4 years ago, I was using a keyboard for the first month or so, and it was not fun at all. It wasn't until I learned how to, map the controls to a controller. I had to install a little program called DS for Windows, which is a way to play video games on your PC with a PS4 controller, which is the controller I'm using. Isn't that funny? A PlayStation controller being used to play a Nintendo game. That's funny and also kind of cursed, because I'm pressing the X button to jump and the circle button to shoot my eggs. Just the thought about that is kind of weird. It's almost 9 o'clock where I'm at. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never streamed past 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Huh. I find that funny someone in the chat just mentioned they have Asperger's syndrome, because I do too. I'm an Aspie. Can I do a review on Phoenix games? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Phoenix games weren't released outside Europe. Now, me being American, I couldn't play them. Unless I emulate them, and my god, this fucking baby's going crazy. But yeah, I'm autistic. I was diagnosed at, like, age 6 with Asperger's syndrome, which I once thought was called Asperger's syndrome the first time I heard it. And I was like, Mom, why are you saying Asperger's? Stop cussing. And it's like, no, it's Asperger's syndrome. Oh. Asperger's. But yes, I am autistic. You can eat the fucking... What? You're right, Schmeeble. People with autism tend to have oddly specific interests, and I do have a couple myself. I won't go into those things just because I'm trying to focus on this game, but... Alright, Grizzly says, I don't think your channel is dead, and it seems to be on the rise as of lately. A little bit, but I would also disagree with that, because... You want to know how many subscribers I gained this week? Over the last 7 days? 1. I'm not joking about that. I went to my analytics page this day, and checked out the amount of subscribers I gained this week. Literally just 1. That sucks. To any of my new fans, if you aren't aware, my channel kind of went on a downward spiral back in late 2018. I gained a lot of subscribers that year, but I also had my channel basically kind of die. Because towards the end of 2018, I started losing subscribers due to a random YouTube purge. YouTube was basically removing subscribers from my channel every time I uploaded, and I ended up losing about 200 subscribers because of that. I mean, there's also just the fact that I started getting to game reviews that year, but I don't think people were unsubbing because I changed my content. But I could be mistaken. Jeremy says he watches baby shows as an adult. What do you mean by baby shows, though? Like shows made for toddlers or anything? I fucking hate this part of the game so much. Granted, there probably are a couple of quote-unquote baby shows that I would probably watch as an adult. Have any of y'all ever heard about Dragon Tales? Because that was a show I used to watch a lot when I was a wee little lad. And for whatever reason, I feel like going back and watching it as a 22-year-old. I know that's kind of creepy, 22-year-old watching baby shows, but just doing it for nostalgia because that's one of those shows that I used to love as a little kid. And all the other kind of stuff I watched on PBS when I was a young... PBS Kids, excuse me. I mean, if you're an adult and you like to watch shows like that, I'm not gonna judge, because... really, who cares? That's your business, that's what you do in the privacy of your home. You know? It's not really harming anyone, so... Is there a key in that question mark cloud? Yes, I used to watch a lot of PBS Kids when I was a kid, obviously, but it has been years. But I do have a lot of nostalgia for it. Because it's been so long and those were much simpler times compared to now. Oh, I forgot you can break the spikes. You can break the spikes. I swear to God, I have a fucking speech impediment or some shit. What the hell? That just came out of the wall. That's not supposed to happen. That is the first official glitch in this game. The glitch gremlin has blessed us. Oh no! I forgot, you touch the spikes once and you die. You need to step up your game, Yoshi. Like, there are some game characters that can take multiple hits from a spike and survive, but nope. Yoshi is a wuss. Fucking hate this level. Do y'all remember when I said Yoshi's Island was my favorite SNES game? Well, now it's not. It's still one of my favorites, but, playing this again for the first time in 3 years has kind of showed a couple of cracks in the game's design. It's definitely flawed. Definitely frustrating, I'd say. But maybe that's just me being shitty at video games. Shitty-o games. Finally, another key. We are almost out of this bitch. Finally, I can't wait to get out of this hellhole. can't wait for this to... Another key? Wait, we gotta get another key? Well, my god. That's another thing about this game I forgot. You gotta have 1,000 fucking keys. Because the castle owner is a fucking prick. Well, let's try to find this key as best as we can, because otherwise, that'll be the end of the stream if I can't find it. Maybe it's here. In fact, it's probably here if I'm not mistaken. What? There's nothing in that crate? Maybe I already got the key from here. Fuck this. Well, you know what? I think I had enough for today. I'll after this stream, I'll go look up a walkthrough and, like, finish this stage so you don't have to see me failing at it. But yeah, I think that's enough of Yoshi's Island for tonight. Maybe I'll get back with you tomorrow. Who knows? But that depends on various circumstances. Will I stream tomorrow? I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Good night, everyone.